Good morning, Cheikh.
Good morning.
Welcome to our program. We are grateful you could take time out your busy schedule. So let's get into it. What's the current mood for investments in Africa?
The current mood for investments in Africa is quite bullish. I think the continent has garnered a lot of attention in the past few years, which is good because for a while it was forgotten. So I believe that's a good thing. You would have seen the narrative of Africa rising and Africa is the 21st century. Those are great slogans. They're very attractive. The reality is the continent needs attention and this is a good time.
Do you think Africa is well prepared for this crisis, which seems to be lingering in other countries?
Africa is still a very nascent economic project, if you will. It has a lot of ground to cover. So it may have not been affected by the previous financial crisis because its markets are not so developed. But obviously we live in a global world and everything is interlinked. So I think, you probably have a continent that has performed better compared to other places. It is, however, now going through a very difficult time because of very drastic fall in commodity prices. A lot of these economies rely on exports, and the fall in oil prices, in iron ore and other commodities have created quite a difficult situation for African budgets. Nigeria is an example of a country suffering at the moment through lowered oil prices, and I think that for a few other countries, there are tough times ahead.
As you look at the continent, which sectors do you view promising and potentially profitable?
So you have to remember you have 1 billion people who are now making a transition from rural life to city life. Africa is roughly $6.5 trillion in terms of GDP, which means there's still a lot to grow when you look at the population compared to its resources. So I think sectors like food, services are bound to do well, just mechanically because of the amount of people you have. I want to argue that you will have a very, very good future in energy because someone needs to power the lives of 1 billion people.
What are your views on the political climate of the continent? Do you think Africa is maturing politically?
I think Africa is maturing politically. I think that the process is still in its early days. You have countries where elections are now taking place on a regular basis. Power is routinely passed from one regime to another. So I think that's a good thing. For certain countries, it's still very difficult. Leaders cling to power, and there's probably a bit more work to do on that side.
Last question. You belong to the new Africa. Are you optimistic? Where do you see Africa in 30 years from now?
I'm optimistic that Africa is on the right path. I think 30 years from now, you will have a very vibrant continent, a youth that now has the benefit of satellite TV, Facebook, Instagram, etc., and will yearn to have the same things they see elsewhere. So it is clearly a place where the future is promising. There are still very serious challenges, a lot of them quite structural, which need to be addressed. But by and large, I think Africa has a very promising future.
We always finish our program by doing a quiz. Your answers can be only one word. Ready?
Ready?
Oil prices.
Painful.
Donald Trump.
Entertaining.
Obama.
Cool.
Africa.
Promising.
Thank you for joining us on Africa 360, and good luck with all your projects.
Thank you for having me.